So let's consider solving this question. So the price of a machine, it's 500,000 USD with an estimated life of 12 years. The estimated salvage value is 30,000. When we say a salvage value, the salvage value actually represents the amount that an asset is expected to be worth after considering its depreciation and wear and tears that will come along with it. So when you buy a machine, right, and then after using it for a quite long time, because of the wear and tear, the salvage value here that you are going to get, if you decide to maybe sell it to someone, can be 30,000. That's what it means here. So the machine can be rented today. The machine can be rented today if you buy it at 72,000 per year. So the present value of the rental payment is calculated at 9% interest rate. At 9% interest rate. So the question is, we should find out whether it is advisable to rent the machine. Whether it is advisable to rent the machine. As you can see, this question is more or less like we have some exponent in it. Those who have been doing more business courses, you will be seeing something that we call present value, PV, or the discounted value of a future cash flow or investment, right? So in this case, we can say that maybe we have an amount which is equal to P multiplied by the exponents of negative RT. So if you have been doing business all this while, you get to know this formula, which is what? Present value formula. And in this case, the P represents the future value. This P represents the future value. The E is the mathematical constant, which is Euler's number, right? Which is approximately, it has a value. When you type in a calculator, you get a value for E. And then the R represents the discount rate, right? This R represents the discount rate. You can express that as decimal form, and T also represents the time period in years in the future when the cash flow maybe it's expected to be received, right? When the cash flow is expected to be received. So basically, when you multiply the future value by the exponential function, you obtain the present value of the cash flow, then which can also represent the words in today's term, right? So it's the concept is more or less similar to that of like the value of money, right? We know that the value of money decreases over time due to maybe factors such as inflation, opportunity cost, and the time value of money. So here we are talking about machine, and we know that when you buy a machine, the machine cannot stay strong or the same price as it is. With time, the price will be depreciating. And here we are going to find the present value and the future value as well. So let's go ahead and do it. So based on this, the present value of payment for T years, right? The present value for payment of T years. Let's establish the general formula here. For T years. For T years is equal to the integral of 0 to T of 72,000, and then the exponent. Remember that the rate is 0.9, which is what? 0.09, because in the percentage you need to divide by 100. So it's negative 0.09 and then T. This is the present value for generally, right? It's general present value formula based on this question. So for 12 years, the machine can be rented for this per year. So this is for per year, right? So the present value of the rental payment is calculated at 9% interest rate. You should find out whether it is advisable to rent the machine this year. And they are saying that at this price with an estimated lifespan of 12 years. So the present value of 12 years, the present value of 12 years. Let's assume that we have achieved the 12 years, and therefore our present value is going to be the integral of 0 to 12. That's the accumulated value money it's going to be 72000 exponent negative 0.09t, and then the t, right here, the t here. So based on what we have over here, we need to go ahead and then integrate it. We need to go ahead and then integrate it. So when we integrate this, we are going to get, as usual, this is a constant, so you bring it out. So we are going to get 72,000, and then when we differentiate and we divide, we don't multiply, as I told you the other time. So it will be, we differentiate, we are going to get 0.09. If you have not watched my previous video, you can go back and watch them before you come here. So 0.09, we multiply it by the function exponent itself, negative 0.09t. So don't forget that we have our limit to be 12. So based on that, we can simplify it to get negative 8,000,000, and then multiply by negative. Remember that I have not simplified it. So based on this, we can substitute whatever we have. So now we have 72000 over negative 0.09 over here, and therefore we have exponent negative 0.09t, right? And then we will have the limit to be 0 to 12, and therefore we can simplify it around this place, which is going to give us what? Which is going to give us let's see, okay, let's substitute it first. So 72000 over negative 0.09, and as with the upper limit minus lower limit, as usual, 0.09, upper limit is 12 minus e power. When I substitute 0, I'm getting the whole thing 0, right? So at the end of the day, we are going to get something like negative 800,000, and then this value 0.09 multiplied by 12, it's going to give us exponent to the power negative 1.08 minus e power 0 here is going to give us what? 1. But remember in the question that we were given the value of negative 1.08, which is this one, which is 0.3396. And therefore we can do the substitution, which is equal to negative 0.000 over here, and then we are going to get 0.3396 minus 1. And at the end of the day, we are going to get here negative, here will be negative, the inside will be negative, here will be negative, so we multiply, we get positive. So at the end of the day, we are going to get 528,320 USD. So this is at the end of the day the value that we are going to get for at the end of the 12 years, the cost that we are going to incur. So the cost of the machine, actually, when you compare them, the cost of the machine is actually 500,000. The cost of the machine is actually 500,000. When you buy it, the price of the machine right now and then the residual, the salvage value is 30,000. So we can subtract the salvage value from the cost of the machine. At the end of the day, we are going to get what? 470,000. Right? So this is, let's say, our actual value that we are going to. So we can conclude that it is not advisable to rent the machine, because it is better to buy the machine. And don't forget that we are doing this price comparison because at the end of the day, we want to get a profit as a company, right? We don't want to incur any kind of loss. So if I'm renting a machine, I'm going to rent it at the end of the 12 years at 528,320 US dollars. And then if I buy it for 500,000, I can still sell it after 12 years for 30,000 to kind of reduce the amount that I used to. I think it's a good game, right? And I'll gain enough profits. So basically, because we can, when we subtract maybe that's 470, let's say when you subtract 5230 320 from 470, you can see that we can gain so much profits. So I don't think you advise someone to go and rent it instead of buying it, right? Oh, sure.